On this chapter, we're going to talk about the drawing area. The blank area in the middle of the screen, called the graphics window or drawing area, is where you draw. You can think of this as a sheet of drawing paper, except that this piece of paper can be any size, even the size of a huge factory or an entire county. By default, you draw in model space, so called because that's where you draw your models. When you create a new drawing, by default you are in model space, which is this one right here. This tab is called the model space, and this is where you are going to be working at all the times. Up here you can see that there is the ribbon. These are the pull down menus, the toolbars, and the command line. Let's begin by creating a simple line. Come up here to the draw tool menu and click on line with your left mouse button. The dynamic input is shown on the crosshair below the right line, and on the command line the computer is asking you where do you want your first point, or specify the first point. At this point you're gonna click on your left mouse button and you are selecting the first point of your line. You can see that the line toggles and it's like a rubber band. By pressing F8, you're going to activate the ortho mode. With the ortho mode, you can draw the lines on the Y coordinates or X coordinates. If you deselect the ortho with F8, you can create the line at any angle. For now, let's create the line at any angle you prefer. When you want the line to be at that point, click on the left mouse button and you click on the other point of the line. Let's click on escape to terminate the command, and this is how you create a simple line on AutoCAD. We're going to be saving this line drawing because we're going to be using the same file with the next exercises. How are you going to save this? Go into File, with your left mouse button click on File, then go down to Save As, and here you can create a folder anywhere you like. I'm gonna create a folder on my C drive. Right click on this area, click on New, and click on Folder. Remember, with your left mouse button. Now you're creating a folder. We're gonna call this Line folder, Line 1 folder. That way you remember where your file is. You'll see that your folder is empty and this file is gonna be called line. Click on Save. Now your drawing is being saved. Let's close the program. Before we close the program, let's close the file. Go to File, go down to Close, left click on Close, and you're closing your file. I want you to open the file again so you get familiar to where to find your file that you saved. Go into Open folder and find out where your folder is. In my case, I put it in the C drive called line 1. Click on line 1 and you can see that your file is being saved inside this folder called line. And how do you know that this is a AutoCAD drawing? By looking at this icon. You will get very familiar with these icons, and as soon as you look at this icon you will notice that this is an AutoCAD file. If you double click on this, or you select it and click on open with your left mouse button, now you're opening your drawing. Let's close it again. Go to file, close, and this is the AutoCAD program to either open a file or to create a new one.